When I booted up Genshin Impact to play the Sunny Summer Fontinalia quest, something popped up on the screen, which was the Stellar Reunion, which I believe triggers if you haven't played the game in like 2 weeks. And it pops up on the screen as it's kind of like, here's a reward for coming back. You are someone who played the game to get to a high enough adventure rank that we see you as kind of like someone who likes Genshin, so please stay, here's some rewards, keep playing. I didn't know what it was really when it popped up on the screen. I thought it was like a new feature, but people told me that it was something that if you haven't played for 2 weeks, it pops up and gives you some rewards to kind of like give you some enticement to stay, right? And it does, those things like do work in terms of like, live service games, because giving someone like some rewards where they can maybe do a few wishes, they can level up a character, it can kind of make them feel like more motivated to keep going, right? For sure. And when this happened, it was kind of funny because like no one was ever like, rude about it. No one was like ever being like, Romer's a casual, and in fact, a lot of people thought it was actually like a really good thing that this kind of popped up. And some people like, there's one or two people that asked if I was like burnt out. Which is, again, it's a good question to ask. I feel like, if you see someone hasn't played like a game that they, say is in their top 5 favorite games of all time in 2 weeks. But I feel like it's one of those things where like, I think what I talk about in this video is going to kind of like explain to everyone. I think everyone's going to agree, and most people are going to be like, yeah, I played that way too. And people who don't are going to be like, oh yeah, I understand that. How like, I feel like in 2026, I have a healthier relationship with Genshin than I ever had before. And it's so interesting because like Genshin's always been one of my favorite things in the world, and I've always had like a really healthy approach to it, always. I mean, I feel like now it's even like healthier too. I'm not saying that, by the way, when people who play the game all the time are not like having a healthy approach to it. I want to make that clear. It's just that every person has a different size of shoe. Every person has a different size of clothing. Every person is different when it comes to the idea of playing Genshin. Everyone has their own thing that they want to do that's good for them. That's what I'm saying. And this is kind of like my approach to Genshin, I think, in 2026, pretty much. Not all of 2026, but like right now, this is where I'm at with Genshin. And the Stellar Reunion is a perfect example of that. I finished the Lowen quest, and I did not play Genshin for 2 weeks. Because I think in between them, we did like reactions to trailers and stuff like that. And then we went back and obviously we did the summer event, and then we did the world quest after that. But like, it was one of those things where like, yeah, I hadn't logged into Genshin since I played the Lowen quest like 2 weeks before that. And the reason pretty much is this, is that I don't want to yeah. And people can click off the video, but honestly, like, it's not that I don't want to play Genshin, it's that I don't have the motivation right now, or the feeling, or the want, or the desire to level up characters, to do dailies, to do all that like side stuff that you do, like, like on a daily, to like level up your characters and like, get some rewards. And yeah, I just like don't want to do that right now. I really don't want to do it. And it's not because it wasn't fun before, because it was. Like, I've like literally said before so many times that when I would level up characters, when I felt like leveling up characters, I put on like a podcast in the background, I put on like a YouTube video in the background, put on some music, and just like play through the the fight some bosses, collect some items. And it was like a really like fun experience. But like, that doesn't always like stay like fun forever. And one of the things is about Genshin is that like, I love this game with all my heart. I love Genshin. I love playing the story. I love playing the quests. I love seeing new characters. I love seeing new regions. I love like doing like, some exploration as well. I adore it. Like, it's one of my favorite things in the entire world is still playing Genshin Impact. But that's also why I didn't level up characters or do any dailies in like the past like 3 months. Is because I didn't want to get to a stage ever where I was close to even feeling burnt out in Genshin. And it's one of those things where as soon as I got Skirk, right? And I hadn't been leveling up characters at that point for a while, but I got Skirk and I was very happy with Skirk. And I was like, okay, let's level up Skirk. And I hadn't thought about like why I wasn't leveling up characters, right? I didn't never cross my mind. I just wasn't doing it. Then I went to level up Skirk and I went, I don't feel like doing it today. Let's do it tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow came. I don't feel like doing it today. Let's do it tomorrow, right? And then like I kind of like came to terms with the idea that like I just don't feel like leveling up characters right now. I don't feel like adding stuff to characters. I don't feel like doing daily stuff. I don't feel like fighting bosses. I don't feel like doing all this stuff. I just don't feel like doing it. And that is, I think, even though like there's no way of knowing that, I think it's also like saved my whole view of Genshin, because I played Genshin now for 2.5 years. I've played it like so much. There was a year-long period of time where we played like 4 videos of Genshin a week at like sometimes 3 hours a pop. Like we were playing a lot of Genshin, and I never felt burnt out once during that whole time. I was so like pumped that whole time, right? I still haven't felt burnt out since. I've never felt burnt out on Genshin. But I also know my limits when it comes to games. When I think of like an open world game, my friends always say like I'm very weird for this, but like I will have like 10 side quests left, but I know that I don't want to do any of them, so I'll just finish the game. And they'll be like, just finish the side quest, dude, what the hell? It like messes with some people's brains. It actually does. People go like, no, just clean it up. Just clean that part up, please. But for me, it's one of those things where like I think I have such a strong, relationship with games, is because like I always know like I might get like have a sour opinion if I do those side quests. I know my limits. I know that I shouldn't do this, because then like I'll be like, I have to do 5 more side quests. That's never the feeling I want. Even if it's like one of those things where like completion or anything I do. I don't even complete games. I have 1 platinum in my entire life, and it's Persona 5 Royal, and you can get every single trophy in Persona 5 Royal for doing just casual stuff. I got the platinum one time because I realized in this playthrough, since I got Royal after playing 5 in 2017 and rebought Royal, I realized like I never went fishing in this time around. And I went fishing and I got a trophy, and it was like, oh, platinum trophy. I was like, okay, like great. Like I'm not really a completionist. And again, there's nothing wrong with being a completionist. There's nothing wrong with doing 100%. There's nothing wrong with collecting everything, studying everything. In fact, a lot of people do that, like enjoy it so much. Like it's not about that whatsoever. As I said, no size fits all people. That's not how it works. But for me personally, it's one of those things where like I looked at like leveling up characters and doing all those dailies as the thing where I was like, I don't want to get to a stage in Genshin where like, I'm not saying this could have, it might not have happened, but like I didn't want it to happen, where I'm forcing myself to play the game every single day for dailies, and then all of a sudden logging into Genshin goes from being like, ooh, Genshin, which is what I feel right now when I log into Genshin, like, yay, Genshin, to, you know what I mean? Like, and I see the thing pop on the screen, I'm like, but now I see the stuff pop on the screen, the commissions, all the stuff, I'm just like, okay, like it's something I'm just not doing right now. And that to me is like a really freeing experience and really fun experience, because I get to play all the story quests, I could do all the world quests and do all the characters. I get to like, look at the characters as they come in as well. I get to like, study some of the lore, talk with you guys about the quests, and like, we look at them together, and without like, feeling ever like I'm forcing myself to do something I don't want to do, right? And this happened like on a shorter scale last year, where like I stopped leveling up characters during the summer as well. And really that was like a very like much shorter scale, but I was just like, I didn't feel like at that time either. So it's one of those things where it's like, I sometimes would just like not do it, because I'm just like, I don't want to force myself to do something that I don't want to do at that moment. And people might say, well, it doesn't surprise me with you, Calvin, because you've always been very story focused, and I have. Like, to me, stories and characters are what is important to me in Genshin. The combat is like so far down the list. Like I can say that like the food is more important than combat doing in Genshin. I know it's going to make it sound really strange. I love the synergy of combat. I love using my characters and how satisfying it can be. And some characters, like for example, like Varessa, Vaughn, characters like that, like they are so satisfying to use that it's like, oh my god, this makes like Genshin combat like so fun to me. And Genshin combat is good, but it's like, it's never been that important to me. And you guys know that. You guys watch my videos. You guys see my videos. It's never been something that's like been so important to me. But like, the story is, the world is, the music is, the characters are, the, even like, the little tiny things in world building and stuff like that it makes it so fun for me as well, right? And yeah, it's just never been something that's been like so, tailored to me. It's never been something that I've been like so like, has to be something I'm, doing all the time. So the answer pretty much is, as always, is that like I'm not doing side stuff, I'm not doing like dailies, I'm not doing leveling up characters, because legitimately like I know my limits, and I know right now I'm not feeling it. I love the story. I'm still loving this. I can't wait for Seznaya. Oh my god, I'm so excited for Seznaya. But I'm not into the side stuff right now, which means that I have this thing now where I'm like, let's have this healthy relationship. And I want to make it clear before we like talk about anything else, or end the video even. Like there's people I know in my comment section, and the people that watch my videos, who like literally like, live and die by doing dailies every day. They level up the characters, they collect stuff, they wish on multiple characters, they do all this stuff. And that's not wrong whatsoever, right? This isn't me saying like, I have the healthiest relationship ever with Genshin and you're unhealthy. No, it's saying that like, again, as I said, no size fits all people. It's like everyone has a different way of playing a game. And for you guys, and for some people, it's like I play every single day and that's my happiest time. I love playing Genshin. I love playing the dailies, all this stuff too. For some people, it might be like, I level up characters sometimes. And then like I also do the stories and stuff like that too, but I don't do the world quests. For me, like I am like so still enamored by the stories. I cannot wait to do the stories. Whenever there's a new event announced, I'm like, yes. Whenever there's a new world quest event, I'm like, yes. Whenever there's a new like region announced, like Chesnaya, and we're coming there very soon, I'm like, yes, yes. So it's like one of those things where like I'm constantly feeling very like excited about it, but I'm also at the same time too know my limits when it comes to the side stuff. That's just it. That's just exactly it, like how I'm feeling with this stuff too. Which I think has been a very good thing for me personally, as I feel like I love Genshin more than ever, which is, you know, a crazy feeling to have when like that first year we played Genshin was like one of the most like special times ever. I love Genshin now probably even more than like I ever have, like, and it's been such an exciting experience. It really has. It really, really has. It really has. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it so much. Thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you guys in general so much. And I can't wait to play more Genshin with you guys. And I'm so excited to play more Genshin with you guys. I'm so excited. If you want to see videos early in general, you can get them on YouTube members and Patreon for €1 or whatever's in your currency. And that's like for the entire month. And I believe like it's one of those things where like, the reason I say whatever in your currency, because sometimes it can be like $1.50. Sometimes it can go be like, you know, to something, because again it depends on the currency as well. Like I set it to like €1, but it changes a lot, and it can be a thing where like it can be like €1.50. Again, I don't know how it works. I might have to check that like and double check how everything changes, because they change it a lot as well. But that's why I say whatever's in your currency, double check, and whatever it is you're paying for is what you're, you know, paying for. You know what your currency is, so I don't you have to say that as well. But I want to say also that if you want to see your name in the text credits, which is going by right now, that's every single video. That's the Chunky Baby Gangsta tier. That's €10. And you get that for the entire month on YouTube members and Patreon. And if you want to hear your name be shouted out at the end of every single video, that is the I Can Never Repay the Baby Gangsta tier. And that is the highest tier at €15. And I want to say thank you to the patrons first of the highest tier, that being Typharo2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yuled, Anusta, The Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Neo Showerite, Leah 200, Malcolm Kunde, Axler21, and in the highest tier, my YouTube members, Blasco, Lusanagi, and Shay. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you so soon. Bye-bye!